Marvel Comics and Star Wars claim Lando Calrissian is an LGBTQ plus character because he likes to bang vacuum cleaners. So anyway, yeah, here at Bounding into Comics, they're gonna feature him on Star Wars Pride variant covers. You know, because there's nothing that Hollywood and entertainment industry likes more than to be completely superficial and pat themselves on the back for it. So, and here's this clip to their YouTube video on this, and here's the problem with Lando, being LGBT. So I don't know, is there a D somewhere? It says plus for people who have sex with droids, because we don't really have any droids yet. Well, we do have the drones. I don't know. They had this robot dog for the police in New York that they recently banned because they, for some reason, said it was racist. I don't know. But yeah, it's one of those. It just looks like some yellow stick with 4 legs running around. So I guess if you're into that, that's the sexual partner you can have. But here's the problem. Here's the scene where we meet Lando Calrissian for the first time in Empire Strikes Back. And, of course, he has his little conflict with Han, seemingly mad at him. And he says, I'm kidding. And then he says, well, hello. Who have we here? Yeah. And he makes a move on Leia and kisses her hand and all that. And then Han gets jealous and stuff. Well, what the hell? Why would he do that? Look who else is there. Oh, this fine specimen of droidism. All gold and pretty. You see, he should be kissing C-3PO's hand. Well, what have we here? Look at your golden fine self. Oh, yeah. And C-3PO's getting all... He's actually blushing, you know. Oh my. Oh. You know. And then Han is, I forgot to mention this about Lando. Gee. So they're gonna do this. Well, they're gonna have covers to celebrate Pride and all that. And I think these are the new characters. Yeah, it's High Republic. I remember because apparently these characters were only introduced so they can have a panel in the comic book where someone refers to one of them as him, I think. And then greatest Jedi Avar, yeah, the greatest Avar, scolds this other Jedi, said, don't misgender them, you know, something like that, because, well, I think their pronouns were supposed to be they, them, or something like that, but, you know, yeah, this kind of looked like those ships from the Buck Rogers show in the 80s. Anyway, so they're going to have, I guess, this cover. See, you put a little rainbow there. So, hey, look, Star Wars Pride. And so there'll be that. And, Dr. Aphra's a lesbian? Okay. Or maybe she's bisexual. I don't know. Because I remember reading some abandoned plot line where they were going to go ahead and establish that Luke had a wife that was some sort of space archaeologist or force archaeologist, I think it was. And she had died, and that's why it was so sad and stuff, but they just dropped it all. And that she would have ended up, that Luke and this woman would have been Rey's parents, you know? And then like Rey, oh, look, Rey's kind of following in her mother's footsteps at the beginning of the movie where she's scavenging through the derelict ships and stuff. And then I kind of wondered, were they setting up Dr. Aphra to be Rey's mother and all that? But I guess not. So, yeah. Because, well, of course, it would still count if she was bi, you know. She had a girlfriend, but then she dumped her. You know, she was just fooling around and experimenting in her college years, and then she met Luke and see ya. Yeah, that story's happened a million times. Anyway, so that's the deal. They would have done it. So it goes all the way back to that stupid interview that Jonathan Kasdan had. And I think it was prompted by the interviewer. So he's like, die. Yeah, there's fluidity to Donald and Billy D's portrayal of Lando's sexuality. No, there isn't. It's pretty obvious what floats Lando's boat, you know? and then and Han Solo is threatened by this. He's like, hey, you know, because Lando's a player, you know? Because, they could have had it if they were going to have it in the sequel trilogy, that Han and Leia split up, that she moved on with Lando. It could have been a possibility, but it didn't go that way. But anyway, so yeah, this is total nonsense. He was just scared because, the new woke utopia that he dwells in order to be in the entertainment business. Oh boy, they loved the piranhas get released, and they loved to feed on something. They could have fed on him if he had screwed this up. So he said, I would have loved to have gotten more explicitly LGBT character into this movie. Yeah, well, you didn't. You had, because it was a whole new story, so there could have been all these other characters you could have introduced, but you didn't do that because you didn't think of it. It's till this little moment. So I think it's time, certainly, for that. I love the fluidity, sort of the spectrum of sexuality that Donald appeals to, and that droids are a part of. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that was that's not in the movie. It really isn't. Oh, and then someone said, "Hey, that does," because people said, "Well, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. He's already established as the character already. To all of a sudden throw this in here, just to shoehorn it in, is kind of stupid and stuff." But of course, anyone who acknowledges that, well, now you're homophobic or something phobic. I don't know, droid sexual. I don't know what you would call it. And he's like, no, I'm not sorry, and it's for everybody, and all this stuff, as if it needed to be said. But, yeah, goes to show you why the sequel trilogy was so bad, because you had such inept people like this. But anyway, the only thing that implies it is the crazy droid, who is played up as a comedic device in the movie, really. And, yeah, she's really like a parody of militant feminism, and then dies. And, it has it where Lando feels bad about it and everything, but it's like his dog got run over, It's not, of course he's upset, who wouldn't be? But it's like, no, he wasn't like kissing her and stuff. I mean, what would you kiss? I don't know. Like, oh man, I really love that toaster. No, it's gone. I'll never be the same. It's stupid. So, and boy, if you're really serious about, I'm all about representation of LGBT, and this is how you do it. Yeah, I don't know. So then, of course, Donald Glover, well, he knows the times he's living in, so how can you not be pansexual in space? There's so many things to have sex. I'm serious. Oh, you are? Oh, I'm sorry. I was laughing. I didn't think that was that weird. He's coming on to everybody. Again, no, he didn't. Look who he came on to. He didn't come on to Chewie. He didn't come on to, and Han. That's how this thing started, because of the shippers. It's just like Finn and Poe, which was still, you could shoehorn that in there, although it's obvious the romance was to be between Rey and Finn. Yeah, Force Awakens clearly is establishing that, and then of course Last Jedi comes in and just poops all over everything. But so then it moved on. They wanted it revealed to be Luke to be gay because as far as the films go, he never had any romantic storylines. Of course, in the expanded universe, he meets Mara Jade, they get married, and all this stuff. But so there was a push for that, and there was also a push that wouldn't it be great if they revealed that there had been this gay romance between young Han Solo and young Lando back in the day, and it fell apart and they broke up, and that's part of the reason there's some tension. Instead of just Han Solo outfoxed him and won the Millennium Falcon in a game. So that's how that got started. So then it morphs into this. Oh yeah, well he's banging his robot. Oh, jeez. So it's not like he's just like only guys or girls. This thing is literally a blob. Are you a man or a woman? Who cares? So yeah, look out, Chewbacca. Lando's checking you out. So anyway, But Billy D. Williams, who is, you know, normal and is past the age of having to worry about the current cult world that Hollywood is obsessed with these days, he was perplexed by Solo's suggestion that Lando was in love, maybe even lust, with a droid. And so he spells it out. Yeah, I think that's the reason they didn't have the success they could have had. Yes, exactly right, sir. Because they were going for something that was topical instead of an adventure that's far beyond those questions. If you're talking about this huge, incredible story, why lock yourself into this tiny moment between a character like Lando and his robot friend? Well, to be fair, they really didn't. This was all outside of the film, really. And, of course, Solo suffered from the sins of Last Jedi. But, yeah, it's all very stupid. And it's only for the superficial achievement of, look at us, we're representing, well, you can't even just say gay anymore. You can, yes, LGBTQ. And so, yeah, I don't know who these two are involved with. But, you know, if they're gay, but it looks like they're this, are they brothers or sisters? You know, you're not supposed to say. I mean, siblings. Yeah, that's how you put it. But they, you know, I don't know. See, you can't even ask because it's wrong. So I don't know what the point is. You eliminate all the trappings and details to a point to where how do you celebrate anything? Because if you do, you're still being offensive or something. But no, see, this is the problem. Go ahead and make a gay character. The only of the new movies that I could see were, I thought the two guys from Rogue One, yeah, the blind guy who believed in the Force and the other guy with the big rifle. Yeah, it's possible that you can say, well, maybe they were siblings too, but I don't know, kind of seemed like, you know, they certainly cared for each other a lot, and it was all very sad, you know, when they died. Spoiler. And so I could see where, yeah, you could do that, but Lando, no, because again, yeah, no, he didn't kiss Han, he didn't kiss Chewie, he didn't want to kiss the C-3PO, which he should have if this story is to be believed. No, he zeroes in right on the pretty princess. Yeah. So there's the whole story as far as Lando goes. Yeah. Jeez. See, all this effort for representation stuff ultimately ends up actually insulting the very people you claim you want to help, if they needed your help anyway, and all of that. Instead of, hey, maybe I should just write decent and really cool stories. And if you want to come up with a gay character in it, fine. But don't go through all this crap of shoehorning characters here and there and slap them in there just to be a token. You should treat it with the respect you claim to have. And you can't really do that with already long established characters. You can do a new character, but there again, you need to treat it with the respect it deserves and give it a well-rounded, full character developed storyline for this character. But you can't even do that. It's like those guys there was just for that panel, so you could have a scene of a teachable moment for somebody. That's apparently all it was, and I guarantee it's all it was. You know, maybe something can come of it later, but I doubt it. Everybody hates High Republic anyway, so yeah. So that's why they cover themselves up in all this supposed virtue to hide the fact that they're just a bunch of lazy slobs.
Thanks for watching and listening. Say, while you're still here, why not like and subscribe and share with your many friends? Yes. Also, check out my mini stores in the link description below. Yes, where you can get t-shirts, hats, mugs, all those goodies with my artwork on them. Oh, yeah. And head over to indieplanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book, Night Night. Oh, yeah. You can also catch me at my podcast, Mr Nailsin Show, on RadioMisfits.com. And you can also watch my videos on BitChute.com and now on Rumble.com. Oh my goodness, so many places to watch me and my stuff. Oh yeah. And if that's not enough for you, well, you can follow me on many social media platforms and say hi to your old pal, Mr. Nailsin.